everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my highly requested chicken noodle soup recipe, and if you haven't watched it already, you should go over first and watch my how to make my homemade chicken stock recipe, which if you click on the image on the top right corner, you can go over and watch that. But for this video, I'm going to show you how to make the actual soup. So I'm going to first show you all the ingredients you'll need. First things first, you'll need some celery, carrots, onion, lemon, ginger, parsley, garlic, your favorite grain or pasta. I'm using spelt kamut. And then you'll need chicken stock. You can either use my homemade chicken stock, which you can just click and watch that, or you can use organic chicken bouillon cubes. I'm also going to be using 2 cups of cooked chicken, which I got left over from making my chicken stock from my previous video. And first thing you're going to do is just chop up, you're just like dicing up the celery into nice bite-sized pieces. And then I used baby carrots because that's what I had on hand. Use whatever you have on hand. Don't go out and buy extra pretty vegetables for soup. It's all going to get cooked down anyways. So I'm using these baby carrots and I'm just, lightly dicing them. You can put them whole in as well or just cut them in half. I've done that as well. And then I'm going to chop up my onion. I just like to cut my onion in half and then cut off the end, and this makes it really easy to kind of just peel off the skin that way. That's just a little trick that I do. And yeah, so just peel it off and then doing the other side, peeling. And then we're just gonna dice it up as well. I like to finely dice my onion because I don't like to bite into a huge chunk of onion when I'm eating soup. This isn't onion soup, and so I like to just, like I said, lightly or finely dice it. You can do it however you want. If you want big chunks or really minced onion, you can do that as well. We're now moving on to the garlic, one of my favorite ingredients in soups. So I just kind of cut off the ends so I can easily peel off the skin of the garlic. And then you can also smash it. You cut off the ends and then smash it with a knife. Sounds scary, but it works really well. It gets the skin right off and it helps kind of tenderize the garlic and get the juices going before you put it in your soup. And I'm just quickly dicing up or mincing my garlic. Next, I'm going to take this fresh parsley and I'm just taking about a handful here. I'm just separating it. And then I'm just gonna dice that up as well. I don't really put the stems in. You can, but I just leave them out for this recipe. So I'm just chopping that up very finely, and that way every spoon you get of the soup, you get a little bit of all the ingredients. It's kind of what I go for when I'm making the soup. So then I'm just gonna take a little chunk of ginger and I'm just gonna peel it off. You can use a vegetable peeler. I just quickly peel it with a knife. If you're using organic, you can keep the skin on. I just like to take the skin off for the actual soup part. And then I'm also just going to finely mince it like I did with the garlic. Now the lemon we're going to add at the end of the soup recipe, but I'm just going to cut in half because we're only going to need half of it for this recipe, and then we can get on to starting our cooking up our soup. So I'm going to just use any oil that you like. I'm using coconut oil because it's good for heating up on a high heat and frying up veggies. So you can use that. You can use, like I said, any oil that you want. And then I'm going to add in my garlic and my ginger and just really getting those flavors to come out. And then I'm going to put my onion. That's always what I start off with soups. And then because we're going to be cooking some veggies in this as well, I'm adding a little bit of the harder veggies such as the carrots, just because they take a little bit longer to cook, and so this kind of speeds up the cooking process. Next, so I kind of just do that for a little bit on a low heat, and then for about 5 minutes, and then I'm adding the broth. And first I add the chicken broth, and then you're also going to add in some filtered water. All the measurements to the soup recipe will be listed down below in the description box. So I add in the water, and then you're going to bring this up to a boil. I like to put a lid on, and then once it's up to a boil, you can add in your grains. I'm using the spelt kamut, and then I'm adding my chicken in as well. The chicken's already pre-cooked, so you're really just heating it up. And so you're just going to put all of that in, And then we're gonna give it a nice little stir again. You always wanna make sure you're stirring, getting all the flavors to get to know each other. And then at this point, I also add in the parsley and celery. Celery doesn't take that long to cook, so you don't need to add it right from the beginning. That way you still have some kind of a crunch to the celery. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit more turmeric. I didn't show this in the beginning as the ingredients, but I just like the color turmeric gives. And it's already in my homemade chicken broth stock. But I like to add a little bit more, and a little bit of high quality sea salt and some black pepper. I love black pepper in soups. I go a little bit overboard, but that's just me. And then I'm going to give it, again, one last stir before I put the lid on, and I'm gonna let this cook on low for about 25 minutes, and this is what you get at the end. You get a nice, rich soup, and the smell is so amazing. And at this point, we're gonna add in our lemon. This is just an extra way to boost that immune boosting benefits of the soup, and it gives it a little bit of a salty taste without actually adding more salt to your soup. So add that in, and then I just let it cook for another minute or so, and you can pretty much just stir it and turn off the heat at this point, and your soup is ready to go. This soup is so quick to make. I mean, the stock takes a little bit of time, which you can watch my video at the end, but the actual prep of the soup, like I said, you cook it for 25 minutes, and it tastes amazing. It's so healthy for you, and it's perfect for the colder months right now, this fall weather. It's beautiful, but you need some warming soup, or at least I feel like you do. So be sure to check out my last two videos. On the left, you can watch my experience at Buffer Festival, and then on the right, you can check out how to make my homemade chicken stock that I featured in this recipe. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below telling me what recipe you would like to see next. And don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a fabulous week. Bye!